Hello, how are you? I hope that you are feeling good. My name is Sophia. Watch full video. Please subscribe my channel and share video. There are moments in life you never see coming. Moments that sneak up on you quiet and unassuming, only to hit you like a wave when you least expect it. You never realize how easily a small shift can change everything. I didn't think this could happen to me, not with my own stepson, but here I am, caught in the middle of something I can barely even understand myself. My name is Sarah. I'm a mother, a wife, a woman who's lived through her, of love loss and everything in between, but nothing in my life prepared me for Henry, my stepson, when I married his father. I expected the typical awkwardness of blending families. I didn't think I would ever feel anything beyond affection for him, or that he'd grow into a man who stirred emotions in me that I could never have predicted. You see, Henry was always different, not in any obvious way. No, he was a good kid, respectful, kind, always had a soft spot for me. But as the years passed, something began to change. I noticed it in the way he looked at me. Sometimes it wasn't the innocent, almost childlike gaze of a boy anymore. No, there was something else there. Something that sent a chill through my chest when I wasn't looking. I tried to ignore it, convince myself it was just my imagination. He was my stepson after all. But the more I told myself that, the more the connection between us deepened slowly. Without either of us saying a word one evening, everything finally came to we. Ed, his father, had gone out of town for the weekend, and Henry was staying with me. It had been a quiet day, one of those where the house feels almost too still, the air thick with unspoken things. We were in the living room, me reading a book, him flipping through channels on the TV. I remember the moment like it was frozen in time. We hadn't spoken much Ealing, but then out of nowhere, Henry put down the remote and just looked at me. His gaze wasn't catch you. It wasn't the look of a teenager bored with his evening. No, this was something more intense, something that made me put my book down and meet his eyes. "Mom," he said, his voice barely above a whisper, but the way he said it felt different. There was a weight to it, a hesitation that sent a shiver down my spine. I've been thinking about something about us, for I knew in that moment something was about to be said, something that couldn't be taken back. My heart began to race. "What do you mean?" I asked, though I already knew what was coming. There had been too many moments, too many looks, too many touches that I could no longer pretend I hadn't noticed. Henry shifted uncomfortably in his seat, rubbing the back of his neck. His eyes dropped to the floor as if he was searching for the right words but couldn't find them. "I know this sounds crazy," he said, almost pleading with me, but I feel like there's something more between us, something I can't ignore anymore. It's like I don't know how to explain it. But when I'm with you, it's different. I don't know if you feel it too, but I had to ask. I couldn't just keep pretending. His words hung in the air like smoke. I couldn't breathe. My body felt frozen, like I was woman who had married his father. I had promised myself to this family, but how could I just forget what was there between us? "Henry, please." My voice broke this. "This is dangerous, could ruin everything we have. I can't let that happen." He looked at me, his eyes full of confusion and pain. But there was something else there, something that told me he wasn't going to let it go easily. "I just needed to know, Mom," he said, his voice soft. "I needed to know if you felt it too." I didn't have an answer for him. Couldn't. My heart was torn in two, and no matter how many times I tried to convince myself to do the right thing, there was a part of me that just wanted to reach out and say yes. Yes. I felt it. Yes, it was real. Yes. Maybe we could just, for a moment, let go of the rules, let goof the past, and just feel. But I couldn't. The next morning. I acted like nothing had happened, smiled, I made breakfast, I pretended everything was fine, but I knew. And so did he. We both knew that everything had changed. It's been weeks since that night, and things have gone back to normal as much as they can, but the tension is still there. It's in the way we look at each other when the other isn't paying attention. It's in the silence when we're alone. It's in the way my heart still races when he's near. I'm trying to forget it, trying to bury it, because I know better now. Ceilings can never be crossed, and some feelings, no matter how strong, are meant to stay hidden, locked away in the dark corners of your heart where they can't hurt anyone. But I'll never forget the way he looked at me that night. I'll never forget how for one brief moment we could have crossed a line that could never be uncrossed. Some desires, some emotions are too dangerous to pursue, and sometimes the hardest thing is knowing when to stop. But no matter how much I try to push it away, there will always be that shadow between us, quiet, hidden, waiting, and I can't help but wonder, what if we had thanks for watching?